We're preparing to live stream the meeting.
Okay, I get a little message. The meeting is now streaming live on YouTube. So we're good. And a little thing in the upper left-hand corner that says live.
Preparing to live stream the meeting.
Okay, I get a little message. The meeting is now streaming live on YouTube. So we're good. And a little thing in the upper left-hand corner that says live. Now that's also kind of interesting because I have just gotten a reflection of my comments. Let's see if we. Now that's also kind of interesting because I have just gotten a reflection of my comments. Okay, Mike, Brian, are you hearing that?
I'm hearing you. We have a delay.
Yeah, I heard the same too. I also heard the same.
My comments. Okay, so you hear my comments first, and then the
Echoing. I heard it echoing. Yeah, I heard the same too. I also heard the same.
Okay, so you hear my comments first, and then
echoing. I heard it echoing. Yeah, I heard the same too. I also heard the same.
Okay,
Me too.
Yeah, Brian, I don't know what the problem is, but maybe we have to take it off live.
Me too.
Yeah, there seems to be like a 5-second delay in time.
Yeah, Brian, I don't know what the problem is, but maybe we have to take it off live.
Okay.
Me too.
Yeah, there seems to be like a 5-second delay in time. All right, I'm gonna get off.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, are we back?
Everybody's still on. It's still saying live. So let's see if we get the echo.
Oh, we seem to be okay.
Yeah, I think we're okay. So apparently we still are live. I don't know what you did over there, some magic, but apparently it worked. Okay, so why don't we call the meeting to order? First, are there any additions or changes to the agenda? Did everybody get a copy of the agenda, I assume? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda. Okay, Arnie seconded. All favor? Fine, okay. Agenda approved. Minutes, has everybody had a chance to review the minutes from March 2021?
Yes, Harold,
Yes.
there is a minor typo there. I mean, I don't know whether it's a typo oversight. That minutes for the boomers and beyond, there was frequency. It was typed as twice a year. Actually, it is biennial. It is once in 2 years.
That's what it should be.
So
yeah,
there is
every 2 years.
There is a mistake in that minutes of the March.
Okay, we'll make that correction.
It should be once in 2 years, not twice a year.
Yeah. Let's see. There's a biannual and a biennial. I think
It
one
should be
is
biennial. It's biennial. biennial.
Okay.
Yes.
So we will make that change. Are there any other corrections or additions to the minutes? Okay, in that case, entertain a motion to approve the minutes. Okay, Arnie moved. Second. Any seconds? Okay, well, Heather, your hand is still up, so I don't know if you're seconding or not.
I second.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Okay, all in favor? Okay, minutes are approved. Let me first read a statement that is comes along with the agenda. Until further notice, meetings of the Commission on Family Services will be held electronically with a majority of members participating via remote access in order to comply with the state of Illinois'
gubernatorial disaster proclamation. Members of the public who wish to comment as to an item on the published agenda must submit their statement or question in writing to Michael Charlie with Skokie Health Department, and all properly submitted statements or questions will be presented and read during the relevant portion of the meeting. Written comments also may be submitted by email to publiccomments@skokie.org, by mail to Village of Skokie, attention Michael Charlie, Director of Health and Human Services, 5127 Oakton Street, Skokie, Illinois, 60077, or via the Village's Dropbox located by the public entry to the Village Hall. Okay, well, first, thank everybody for joining us on this Zoom meeting of the Commission on Family Services with very short notice. Appreciate you were able to make the time. When we met in March, after the COVID-19 hiatus of a year, I had hoped that we'd be back to monthly commission meetings, at least initially via Zoom. As we found out, that wasn't as easy as we had hoped. Our April meeting was preempted by another meeting because the Village can only accommodate one virtual meeting at a time. Our May meeting was canceled due to the heavy workload of the Department of Health and Human Services. And as you know, they've been extremely busy dealing with COVID-19 issues, on top of all the other responsibilities they must address on a day-to-day basis. Brian will shortly talk about the emergency financial assistance and other assistance programs that the department oversees. Also, because we are usually off during the summer months, our next meeting is not going to be until September 1st. It is my hope that by September, we'll be able to return to a regular scheduled monthly meetings, although they may still be virtual. I want to announce that as of May 18th, 2021, Skokie Board of Trustees meeting, Sajan was appointed vice chair of the commission for a one-year term. So congratulations to Sajan.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
And I look forward to working closely with you on commission initiatives.
Yeah, we have been working very well for the last over 10 years, so it will be fun.
Absolutely, absolutely. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Brian, who's going to talk about some of the work that he's doing with the Human Services group, and also give a staff update. So Brian, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you, Harold. With staff updates, you know, the health department continues to be very busy with the vaccines. Contact tracers continue to be busy. Mike was able to secure a grant with the state of Illinois to continue providing that service at within Skokie to monitor the cases in Skokie. So we're able to keep some folks on board and employed with us. Human Services, we continue to be busy with intakes for financial assistance. And that's the thing I wanted to talk about tonight, is just give you an update and maybe a review of our emergency financial assistance program. So the emergency financial assistance program came in operations back in 2009, and it's designed to help Skokie residents who are facing a 5-day notice of eviction or a shut-off notice from one of their utilities. It's money that's secured by the village up to about $9,000, and then other monies that are donated by citizens that has been utilized over the year. What we do is that we meet with the folks individually. We go over an intake form with them. We have them bring in their 5-day notice or their shut off for their disconnection. We assess also their other needs as we're meeting with the individual, developing a relationship with them and a connection. for, to them within the village to find out about other services. After we meet with that individual, we have a group of partners that we work with in the village. Niles Township, we work closely with. We work closely with JCFS. We work closely with St. Joan of Arc and also with the Salvation Army and Connections for the Homeless. We kind of utilize this team approach. The village can only, we're able to pay up to $400 per individual. And when some of these folks come in, their rents are, $1,200, $1,500, and $400 is not going to be able to keep, to help them. So we partner a lot with other agencies, and there's a lot of, operations that have, communication that's taken into place when we work with all the different agencies. So over the time, we usually spend about $15,000 on average through the village, and then that's coupled with other agencies that we utilize their services to. Person to qualify is, we use the federal state of poverty level of 150% below poverty. We ask them to bring in their lease, a picture ID, their most recent pay stub or an unemployment, some form of income that they can show. And then we just, start working from there. We contact their landlords on their behalf to work with them. Because, folks get, they get nervous, they get embarrassed, and they don't want to talk to their landlord. So they start, avoiding phone calls and, not returning emails and things of that. And that just makes the landlord anxious, and then creates this whole breakdown of, communication between the tenant and the landlord, which then start, everybody's anxieties are up high at that point, and people start getting nervous and start reacting, and, they want to, worried about being evicted and getting on their tenant running out the back door on them. And it's a lot of mediation, if you will, that goes on behind the scene. But in the end, I think we do work out a good job with everybody, bring them back up on speed. And, we all hit, bumps in the road through our lives, whether, we get a medical emergency, or our hours are cut at work, or a child needs a certain, like there's an extra school, curriculum that happens up out of nowhere, and the parent wants to make sure their kids are involved, and maybe didn't balance their monthly budgets that well, and things come up. So it's a great program. It's utilized. It's a person could apply every 2 years for the program, and then at the end of the year, we contact that family. We touch base with them for the assisted family program, which is our annual holiday program that we provide for Skokie residents. That's pretty much the emergency financial assistance program. If anybody has any questions or any other thing they want to talk about regarding that, I'd be happy to talk about it. All right.
Now, are there other assistance programs that are available, or programs that have just come to the fore since the COVID crisis has hit the village?
Yeah, so right now we're utilizing funds through the CDBG grant. That's federal money that we've been utilizing since COVID started. We partnered with Connections for the Homeless, which has been a great partnership throughout the entire COVID pandemic. I think the last grant we got was like $90,000, and that's federal money. And there's other agencies that are tied into that vein of money, if you will, that Connections helps. But Connections, we specifically work with Skokie residents, whether it's their rent or their mortgage, up to 6 months we can pay. They have to show that they've been affected by COVID somehow, whether they were sick themselves and they lost income, whether they lost their job or their hours were cut. They had to take care of a family member, and that's why they fell behind with their bills. So yeah, then the state of Illinois has got a program up right now. It's actually called the Illinois Rental Payment Program. That could pay up to a year of back rent and 3 months going forward. So we've been directing residents to that website where they can sign up. Cook County's come forward with a lot of money to help residents out with getting back up on their feet. There has been a slight decline in the number of calls that we've been getting lately for rental assistance. So I hope that's good news that people are back up working again and things are slowly, coming out of the pandemic.
Are there any questions for Brian? Oh, I think that's certainly good news, and that was going to be my next question was, are you starting to see the demand for this assistance tapering off? Is there going to be, are we going to return to the old normal, or does it look like there is going to be a new normal where assistance is going to be needed at a higher level?
I think we're gonna kind of balance out again, where we're gonna see the, folks who are just hitting those speed bumps in the road and, need that a little, push to help them back up on the road again and moving forward. So I hope that's going to be the case, and nothing as traumatic as it was, a year ago where folks were really panicking about what they can do. We're still seeing a spike in mental health calls. So we're still helping folks with that. Yeah. We're moving forward, Harold. We're getting better. I think, brighter days are ahead.
There you go. Have you seen an increase in homelessness?
No, I would say no. We do have some homeless people in Skokie that are frequent, but not an increase, no.
Annie has a question.
Annie has a question.
Yeah, I should know the answer. I do not. Is the food pantry, has it been up and running throughout this?
Oh yeah, the food pantry's done a
Yes.
great job. They
Okay.
were, when the pandemic first hit, they were opening up drive-by sites where folks didn't have to get out of their car. We were the village, myself and Beth Winley, we were over there, packaging goodie bags and getting, helping them with the pickup service. So the food pantry's been great.
Okay, that's good, because they wouldn't let me do it. I usually help at the food pantry. They wouldn't let me because no one was vaccinated at the time, and
Yeah. No, they're all vaccinated over there.
age discrepancy.
Yolanda, did you have a question? No. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Brian, do they take donations at this time?
Yes.
Niles Township Food Pantry?
Yes.
Okay. How about the village Skokie? Do we have any donation boxes?
Yes, we do. We have it in the front lobby.
We still have that.
Yes.
Okay. But there is no specific requirements like that they should be vaccinated, or they can come and just drop in the box and go.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
That's good news. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Brian? Okay, let me, this will be a short meeting. I'm going to move to old business. One of the topics that came up back in March was our produce initiative. So in past years, not last year, but years before, commissioners helped collect surplus produce at the farmers market, and we deliver it to, I believe it was at St. Paul Lutheran Church, just next to in back of the farmers market. And then on Monday, it would be brought over to the Niles Township Food Pantry. So it was a very successful initiative. The several volunteers from the church also provided a huge amount of help on this initiative. 2 years ago, we collected over 4,000 pounds of produce, which at times is something that the food pantry is not able to acquire. So whatever additional that we could bring in is very welcome. What I'm hoping, and this, Brian, you may have to help out on this one also, is that we'll be able to start the initiative again, get back involved in it this summer. I know Heather has been involved in it, Sajan's been involved in it at times, so have I. Brian, are you aware of what the status is for this year?
Well, I know the farmer's market starts this Sunday,
Right.
and I can, contact Vicky over at St. Paul tomorrow and let her know that we like to utilize their facility to store the vegetables and fruits until Monday morning, so we can get it over to the food pantry.
Okay, so for the first few weeks, they generally don't have a lot of produce at the
Okay.
farmer's market. I don't think we've typically started before July.
Yeah,
with
we
the
don't usually
effort.
start till July.
Right. So we do have a little time. Do you know who's the liaison from the village with the farmer's market?
I do not.
Okay. Maybe worth checking.
Yeah.
Pastor Henry was, is, I think, kind of the point contact person at the church. You may need to contact him. What they need to do, typically the bins, they have about a half a dozen rolling bins that we use to put the produce in and bring it over to the church. They may need to do a little repair on the bins, find out what condition they're in. It's possible that several new bins may have to be purchased, but we can see how to handle that one.
Okay.
But I'd certainly appreciate whomever on the commission would be willing to help out. Typically, it's only about an hour of your time on a Sunday. We typically arrive around 11:45 or so, or 12 o'clock, and then approach the farmers just as they're starting to close up shop. And then by 12:30, 1:45, we've already acquired all the produce they're willing to donate and hauled it across the street. So a little bit of physical work, very rewarding personally, and not a huge time commitment. So,
Well, I'd like to do it again.
okay, Heather, and I certainly will do it. And okay, Jaime and Sajan, I think Brian, we'll be in contact on this, and then probably be worth it sending out a email to everybody on the commission if we want to say when we go live with it. And that might be, I don't know if we do it the weekend of the 4th, or we wait till the first week after the 4th. Fourth comes on. Oh, okay, that's the first weekend of July.
Yeah. So maybe the 12th.
Probably,
or the 11th.
Probably the 12th.
Yeah, that makes sense. 12th would be the ideal date to begin.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Arnie?
Yeah, who's the point of contact of the Skokie farmers growth on Howard near the Amazon place? There's a Skokie preschool, and there's a little farm there. I know that for a number of years I've been buying produce at the market. It's a cooperative. Did we have a point of contact there?
I'm not aware that our commission had done anything with that cooperative. Brian, is that something you can find out who? Are you mostly interested in if it's going to be open this year or to help there?
I could contact them and see if there's any possibility for the village getting produce from them.
Okay, so it's not quite what we're doing with the village market, where we're actually just looking for donations from the farmers and kind of being the conveyance, if you may call it that, to bring it over to the Niles Township Food Pantry. I don't know if this cooperative would want to donate.
Mhm.
Conceivably, they may want to have a little booth at the farmers market. That wouldn't involve the commission, but
Right.
if we have the liaison from the village who works the farmers market, that would be the person for them to be in touch with.
I'll try to find it out.
Okay, good, good.
And on the village newsletter, I don't know, Brian, it says the 2021 market management team includes market manager Nasco Palinka and assistant manager Jennifer Engel. That's what was announced on the in the Skokie newsletter.
Yeah, I know. I know him as Costco. The young man, he was in charge of it last year. I don't know who Jennifer is, but I can touch base with Costco tomorrow and talk to him about that.
Okay. Because that's what you were asking, right, Harold? Who would be?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the cooperative and maybe if Arnie touches base with somebody at the cooperative, if they're interested in having a table at the farmers market to sell some of their produce, I don't know.
Arnie, are you talking about Talking Farms?
I believe that's it.
Yeah, I think he's talking about Talking Farms.
Okay. Do they already have a table there?
I don't know. I'm not aware if they have a table or not.
Okay. Okay. That would be a nice one for Arnie to pursue. Our other, on a different note, our other major initiative, the biennial Boomers and Beyond Senior Resource Fair, won't be held this year. I may have mentioned that in March. It usually takes the better part of a year for a steering committee to organize the event, get all of the parties, sponsoring parties together. And there's been no effort to do that, and to the good part due to COVID. I had been in touch about 3 months ago with Greg, excuse me, mental block, can't remember his last name, who really did a good part of the coordinating for the event. And he had been out of work for a while and wasn't sure what his status was going to be. So I'll be touching base again with him and see if he's in a position to start focusing on an event for next fall. So we're really talking, maybe 15 months from now. So we got a lot of time, and hopefully we'll be able to get an organization back together. It was for those who work the event as volunteers. I'm sure you'll agree with me. It was very successful. A typical event, we'd have a half a dozen speakers, would be well attended. We have 40 to 50 service providers at tables. I think the last event we had over 300 people attend within about a 3-hour period. So a nice event. Hopefully we could do the same again. The last under new business, I guess old or new business, whichever we want. And I brought it up in March. And I don't believe we're going to do it. We won't address it in any more detail at this meeting, but I'd like to revisit this in the fall. When I talked to Mike Charlie and I talked to the mayor, that we should be looking at revisioning our commission. Maybe look at our mission statement, look at our work plan and activities or initiatives that we have, and see what is really effective and successful and what we want to continue with. Are there new directions that we want to go in? And one of the reasons, I think this is something that every organization should do periodically. But in particular, we have a lot of new members with a lot of varying experiences. And they can bring these experiences to the table and to new activities. And it should allow us to be able to go in some different directions. So again, I give everybody a challenge over the summer, maybe think through ideas of where you would like to see the commission heading. Maybe there are new activities that you would be interested in, or you feel that your experience would make you uniquely qualified to pursue a particular activity. Examples of one of the areas that we had looked at briefly was the ARP had the Livable Cities large nationwide program where it's a very involved process. I won't go into all the details of it. It would probably actually require setting up a separate committee where the commission might have one or several representatives on, but look at various aspects of the community that could use improvement, whether it be transportation, housing, accessibility, et cetera, parks, and so forth. They give the ARP gives some very good guidance on how to proceed with these sorts of initiatives. It would take the village buy-in, and some of the activities would go over a number of years and would probably require some investment. It does require input from a broad spectrum of people in the village. So, I'm just throwing out various aspects of it. That only gives you a very vague picture of what the initiatives would be all about. But it would be something that we would probably, if we decide to go that route, need to focus on in far more detail. ARP looks primarily at making it a better community for seniors, but many of the improvements that they look at are also invaluable for people with disabilities, for youth, and so forth. So it could really be a community-wide activity. Maybe that's a direction we want to go in. Maybe it's far beyond our capability. But that being an example of what maybe our commission would want to branch off into. So if anybody has any other thoughts or ideas, you could certainly express them now, or we can pick up on this again in the fall when we'll probably do a little more focusing on mission and vision for the commission. Okay. Is there any other items that you'd like to discuss? Now, am I correct, Brian? I don't believe we have any people from the community who've tied into this meeting. Have you received any comments
No.
from anybody? Okay, so
No.
no citizens' comments. Well, that's about all that I have. In that case, I want to wish everybody good, enjoyable, safe summer. And I or Brian will send out an email with regard to the farmer's market. Also, I should note, unfortunately, there is not going to be a 4th of July parade. In the past, we've had our little car float at the parade, and that's been a lot of fun. Heather's participated, Sajan's participated. So hopefully we'll be back to that next year. Annie is Big Macher at the parade group. You wave everybody off from there. That's right.
Yeah, it's sad. I'm gonna miss it.
It is.
We are all going to miss it. Yeah. We had a lot of fun for the last several years
Yeah,
Yes.
it was. It was
It's very fun.
to us.
Hopefully next year.
Hopefully next year. And we actually had planned, and either we could do it with a car, or I had agreed with the beautification commission that we would join them on their float, and they would allow us to run our banners around the float. So you wouldn't have to walk the whole thing. You can ride in comfort.
That would be great.
Yeah, so we'll see about that, but that's next year.
Thanks for you always showing up, you guys.
We enjoy it. All right, if nobody has anything else, then call a motion to adjourn.
So more.
Okay, then we're adjourned.
Okay.
Hey,
see you.
have a good
Yeah.
summer.
You have a good summer,
Okay.
everybody. Take
Be safe.
care.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
Great summer.
Bye.
Bye.